Hello everyone, welcome back to the third video of the 31st module on the counseling abused children, victims of physical, verbal and sexual abuse. In this video, let us see the role of a school counselor in counseling abused children. The learning objective of this video is to comprehend the role of school counselor in counseling abused children. It is a well-known fact that there are drastic effects on academic, social, emotional and personal well-being of a child who is a victim of abuse. They undergo a lot of trauma which affects their overall well-being. At this point, the school counselor is one hope for the victim or one such support they get to survive the tempest of their lives. School counselors are frontline workers with regard to child's overall well-being. They play a significant role, especially with regard to the issues of child abuse and neglect. School counselors should be able to recognize or identify the children who may be the victims. They need to observe the signs and symptoms of abuse or suspected abuse. Along with their major role of providing services to the students directly and indirectly, school counselors ethically have to identify and support the children who are the victims by not only counseling them, provide services to meet their needs, bring them back all over again to feel normal, express emotions, make them strong in dealing with the trauma, but also to report the suspected abuse in right manner. So, what a school counselor can do and should do. School counselors' role in providing services for the children or students who are the victims or who have experienced any forms of abuse is important. The American School Counseling Association (ASCA) suggests that counselors should demonstrate an understanding of child abuse problems, recognize and detect indicators of abuse, and provide strategies for preventing and combating the cycle of child abuse. ASCA has also outlined several competencies in response to the type of services school counselors are expected to perform. In order for school counselors to be effective helpers for children, it is essential that they know how to recognize and prevent child abuse and neglect. The school counselors have four major parts to do with regard to abuse. The first one is recognizing or identifying the child abuse. The second one is to report the abuse or neglect. Third one is the role of school counselor after making the suspect of abuse. And finally, the fourth one is to prevent child abuse and neglect. Coming to the recognizing or identifying child abuse. School counselors are expected to be more vigilant in identifying and recognizing the children who are the victims of child abuse. There may be various signs to notice and suspect an abuse among children. There may be noticeable physical signs, emotional and behavioral signs, and academic signs as well. The child would have poor educational performance or outcome if they are the victims of abuse. One important aspect the school counselor should understand is that all child abuses are not the same. They differ depending on the forms, means, the intensity, and the perpetrator and the circumstances as well. Also, most importantly, the victim's response to abuse also differs. The victims would have developed their own strategies to deal or to cope up with the emotional, physical and academic outcomes or consequences of the abuse. Recognizing these is a marathon task for a school counselor if they suspect any abuse. Coming to the reporting the abuse or neglect. The aspect of reporting the abuse or neglect, it is important for the school counselor to know the process of reporting the suspected abuse. If the school counselor identifies any signs of child abuse and neglect or suspects any form of child abuse or neglect, first, report has to be made for the school administration and information should be given to the parents as well. Simultaneously, a report needs to be made to a local service agency or any child protective services. It is important that when a report is made, the school counselor should take utmost care to give thorough information about the child. The report may include the name of the child, gender, age, address of the child, name and address of the parent or the guardian, the condition of the child, siblings if any, complete information of the siblings or any other children at home, and the details of the reporter as well. The report of the incident, if the school counselor is able to collect, may be given. Complete report of the family background of the child should also be given, like what language is spoken at home, the child's location at the time of report, reports of additional abuses, previous experiences of the reporter with the parents. Professional and school counselors should give as much information as possible. It is important for school counselor to know their state's reporting statute as well as the school district's policy for child abuse and neglect. According to the American School Counseling Association Position Statement on Child Abuse or Neglect Prevention, professional school counselors are mandated reporters and need policies, referral procedures, and essential knowledge. It is a legal, moral, and ethical responsibility to report child abuse. ACA recognizes it as the absolute responsibility of professional school counselors to report suspected cases of child abuse or neglect to the proper authorities. Coming to the role of school counselors after making the suspect of abuse. The school counselors play various roles. They serve as counselors to the student population, including victims of abuse and neglect. At times, the students may be a victim of abuse without school counselors or other school personnel suspecting the abuse. Signs and symptoms may be or may not be present or identified or recognized either. If abuse or neglect are reported, the school counselor should speak with the child to gain a better understanding of the situation. When speaking to the child, the school counselor may elicit information regarding what happened to the child or a time when something happened that made the child feel uncomfortable. During the conversation, the school counselor should observe the child closely to notice any body language of the child or changes by allowing the child to tell his or her story about the event, expressing empathy and using active listening skills. Once the report is made of possible abuse or neglect, the school counselors take roles of informants, counselors to the child who is a victim, counselors to the family, witness for the report, etc. Counseling relationship should be maintained with the child. School counselors may initiate individual or small group counseling sessions to support the victims of abuse or neglect. When working specially with the sexually abused children, school counselors need to be aware of behaviors associated with sexual development and sexual abuse symptoms. As consultants, counselors and coordinators, school counselors promote healthy sexual development, which includes listening carefully and observing parents and students for patterns of behavior, as well as learning through reading and attending workshops and conferences for developing networking relationships for treatment referrals. Referring the students and their families for treatment outside of the school may be a necessary step in protecting and supporting students and their families. Coming to prevent child abuse and neglect. One of the major responsibility of the school counselor is to prevent child abuse and neglect. School counselor, in collaboration with teachers, principals and the community, can provide help and support services to the vulnerable students and for those in need of assistance. School counselors have the best opportunities for impacting the lives of neglected and abused children or students. School counselors should take initiative to enhance knowledge among the school students regarding the abuse and neglect. School counselors should motivate children to change their attitude towards the abuse and neglect, where they can defend themselves as well as not to become victims and self-blame. They can incorporate life skills training into the classroom curriculum, where they can implement classroom activities aimed at improving self-esteem and interpersonal skills. In order to reduce the possible abuse, school counselors can offer resources to assist families and parents as well. Parental support groups can be initiated to support and strengthen the parents to develop better parenting skills and to have good parent-child relationship. Training teachers and other school personnel to be aware about the symptoms of physical abuse, neglect, emotional abuse and sexual abuse, so that they can also recognize the students who are the victims of abuse. Coming to the conclusion, child abuse and neglect is factual, which is happening and occurring time and again in all societies. It is indeed traumatic and plunders the life of the child completely. The damage caused by the abuse and neglect is very hard to rectify and repair. Thousands of children in our country and around the world are the victims of this brutal abuse and neglect, and for some it has become a common part of their lives. School counselors must be aware of the occurrence and severity of child abuse and neglect to be effective in intervening. They must be able to identify and recognize the signs and symptoms of abuse and be familiar with child abuse prevention and intervention strategies. School counselors are required to report suspected child abuse and neglect on time. Ethically, they are bound to intervene and assist students who are the victims. They are bound by duty to make teachers, principals, families and community members aware about the abuse and neglect so that children remain safe and healthy. School counselors can bring about a huge difference in a child's life by helping and supporting the child appropriately. On the other hand, school counselors are the frontliners who can lead the way to stop child abuse and neglect through their vigilant observation and actions taken when they suspect a possible abuse. Thank you.